Welcome to the Shkaabewis program podcast. Today we are doing a review on what we've done in the past weeks. So with our introduction, I am Tory Fisher. I am from Nipissing First Nation, and I will be your host today.
I'm Keegan Belfay. I'm also from Nipissing First Nation, and we got over here.
Hi, bonjour, Anita, Remy Dishnakaz, Nipissing Don Jaba, Nipissing Don Da, Luno Dem, SJSH, Dokamama Gus. I am Remy. I live born and raised on Nipissing First Nation.
Born and raised.
Born and raised. I go to school here at SJSH, and my clan is the Loon Clan.
Well, we are glad to have you today, Remy. Anyways, we got some questions for you, actually. Our first question would be, what is the Shkaabewis program?
The program, well, to me, I feel like the program's to get our culture and our language out there and to support our school and the Indigenous way, the way of life for us. Just to get his voice out there.
Right on.
That's very interesting. I completely agree with you, especially with the way the Shkaabewis program will benefit the upcoming students in the future. Anyways, for our second question here, we got, what are you looking forward to most in this Shkaabewis program?
Making our drum for the Makwodo Dem. I'm a member of that too.
Like of the drum group?
Of the drum group,
The drum
yes.
group, yeah.
And just to make it and give a drum that could live 20, 30 years and be a part of who knows what in the future.
Sure.
Oh, I see. It's very influential of you. Speaking on that though, to help a drum live to that like amount of time, like 20, 30 years, what would you have to do?
To take care of it, to watch over it, and
Would smudging it help, or laying tobacco down, or?
putting tobacco. Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's our grandfather, right? So you
Yeah.
gotta take care of it.
Exactly. And for third question, what are you working on, and how will this course help the youth in the future?
Oh, like I said before, getting his voice out there. We are very voiceless.
Mm-hmm.
Some people think we don't even exist. So
Yeah, that's right.
just to be like, we are here and here's what we have to say.
Yeah, we are still here, especially with Treaty Week and all the presentations we do. It really helps people understand why they're here and the land they're living on. So it's very nice of you to say that.
So how can studying Indigenous history help us create significant and meaningful change in Canada?
Well, I think not even just for Canada. It is Turtle Island, it is also America and
Indigenous people all over the place.
all over the place.
world. So do you think that people should be studying Indigenous studies like in the other places, like in America and things like that?
Yeah, I think it should be a part of the curriculum from very young age. It was for me, but some of my cousins, it wasn't.
Right.
You don't get to experience that, right?
Yeah, like I just introduced myself in Ojibwe. Some people don't even know that they are Ojibwe.
Yeah, there's been definitely a lot of generational trauma over the past years with that, as like residential schools, and, cultural genocide, and just all of that. So we're very lucky to have this program and to have you today.
Yeah, it's a great honor. Great honor, Amy. What's the main reason why you wanted to join this program?
Main reason, my goat miss. She didn't learn the language and the culture as much as she wanted to. Her family was like, don't do it. It only leads to harm. Being a baby boomer that just residential schools was in its pretty much prime. She inspired me to seek something to heal if I have kids and pass that on to our generations.
That's very powerful.
Yeah, that is. By the way, Gokmis means grandma.
You said you drum. How else do you involve yourself in the culture?
Getting out there on the land. I feel like people think you can only be a part of the culture by going to powwow, being like the best drummer, being a head dancer, just being there, talking with your people, just seeing the culture and be seen can do wonders for you. You can revive healing with others.
He's right on that, because most people think like to be culturally like in your culture, you have to either dance or sing. But realistically, that's only like 5% of our culture here. Like there's hunting, there's fishing, there's trapping, there's just learning your language, berry picking. Yes,
There's things that's been adopted by Western culture that traditionally have always just been like part of all our culture, so
very experienced with the land around us, and the land all around us here is It's all our culture. Just there's so much you can learn. It's beautiful. So Rami, continuing on with our next question, understanding injustice, basically like unfair treatment. What is your understanding on that with Indigenous peoples?
I feel like we've always been unrecognized in the legal system and our courts and such. We were subhuman, not human in the Indian Act, and I feel like to address issues is to go straight to the government and fight what has been done to make sure it isn't going to happen again to the next generation.
I agree. And do you think Makorodem is helping spread this information with their presentations and powwows, things like that?
I feel like they're doing a part of that. It's not one thing to change the way the people see us.
It'll have to be like a collective thing with everyone.
Collective things, yeah.
Not just Makorodem.
Okay, so Rami, next question here we got is so land preservation. It's a big part of supporting Indigenous rights. What can individuals do about land preservation in general?
Find your specific treaty of your territory and look over it and talk to Indigenous voices. I feel like the land hasn't been the same even from my just childhood. A lot of trees been chopped down for not a good enough reason. So I feel like protecting what is there and trying to rebuild on it, like clean the lake.
Right. So you're saying talk to the elders, you said?
Yeah.
Speaking to the elders about the land? Because it's not the same, right?
Yeah.
There's been a lot of tree chopping, like you said, in the lake, different things like that. So that's a big part.
Protecting the environment is very important, especially when we have to preserve what's left, especially part of our culture and reserve. Like they put us on reservations, and they're kind of like swampy, like not very
unfarmable land.
Like some reserves, it's literally just rocks. Like there's not a single piece of dirt. And preserving what's left of what we have, Nipissing First Nation, is very important to us, and I think going forward with that, it's one of our main priorities. So Rami, another question forward for you would be, what are people doing in this program, like the trip so far, or what are we planning to do?
I know for next week we are planning to go to Spirit Point. We'll be building a drum, Misomis, learning directly off the land in the middle of nowhere, the elders and us. I know we're planning a powwow at the end of the year for St. Joseph's Scald Hall. Other small little things like that we can give back to this community and others.
We did a powwow last year. Do you think this next powwow is going to be better planned and like bigger as a community, inviting more schools?
I hope so. I don't know what we're exactly planning for that powwow so far.
Yeah, it's a bit far ahead. What are you guys doing? Do you know anything yet so far?
And what else are you guys going on other than the drums?
We're going on hikes and exploring the land directly, learning directly from an elder.
Land-based learning.
Yeah.
I really like that because land-based learning is it's a way to see it all. It's like it's not like learning in a classroom and
you just read it from a book. You're like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
When you see it, you understand it.
That actually leads me into my next question. What do you think the advantages are of land-based learning compared to like traditional classroom learning?
I feel like it can show our culture to other people with classrooms, non-Indigenous.
Like, people see us, going out fishing, like doing these land-based learning.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I want to do that. That's fun. Like, it's seen as more like, I guess, more fun than just sitting in a classroom. Right?
More fun, yeah.
Yeah. How else do you think?
I know with classrooms there can be a lot of disconnect with your teachers and your friends. You see them for 75 minutes. You leave and you never think about it again.
Right.
But when you're on the land, you have to observe your surroundings, and you're stuck with a guy for
interacting with each other.
Yeah, with like 4 or 5 hours each day. That's a lot different than just the 75 minutes. See you next week.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Rami, with your last question of the day, how does a day-to-day look in the Shkaabewis program? How was your day today?
My day was fine. Thank you for asking. Each day starts off in a circle. We discuss what we plan to do through the day or what happened the next day. And we go out for our smudge to clear our mind, thoughts, and body. And then we move on Sometimes we do the podcast. Other days we get ready for other excursions we have throughout the week.
So it's like it all builds on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that concludes our podcast for today.
Yep. Finishing off with our special guest, Rami. Love the guy, pretty wicked guy.
Very lovely guy.
And we'll having more content coming through. Finishing off with our trip coming up next week, and we'll report on you guys with that.
You'll definitely see some posts on the Instagram there from our trip. So stay tuned.
Yeah. Little shout out. I'll go to them Instagram.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Ciao.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome to the second Shkaabewis podcast. So today we're going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing lately, like our retreat that we went on like 2 weeks ago. We're also going to talk a little bit about history from Indigenous perspectives and some upcoming events, but we're going to start with introducing ourselves. So, Sasa Linkler Netish Nakasan, Oshke Esquarian Nesta Omoshke Gwenino, Mina Shuk Biaknina, Muskri First Nation in Toshin, and to the right of me is...
I am Rylan Fisher, Indigenous the Beezing Donjaba Ujig Dodem. Basically, my name's Rylan. I'm from the Nipissing First Nation, and I'm part of the Fisher clan. And I'm your host for today. Also my right of me.
I'm the other host, Keegan Belfay, from Nipissing First Nation, and let's get started.
So on day one of our retreat, we got there, and basically this retreat was at Spirit Point. We took a bus there. So a 2-hour drive. It's in Trout Creek. And our first day, it was really sunny, and we just got ourselves settled in.
also did the opening ceremony.
The opening as well.
We got all organized into our clans because we were in like 4 different clans. There was like 2 or 3 people in each clan.
Mm-hmm.
So there was like the North, South, East, and West clan.
Each clan was like in charge of doing opening ceremonies for a day, because each day we had like designated time after breakfast, opening ceremonies just to get the day going.
We would do like berries and water, tobacco, drumming, singing, stuff like that. And we were accompanied by the elder Dan Commanda. He's a very knowledgeable person.
Lots of wisdom, that guy. For sure.
So moving into the second day, we had we started the morning with a nice breakfast.
Oh, the food there was amazing.
Yeah, in the dining hall. So there was a few different buildings. There was the 2 classrooms. There was a guy's cabin, a girl's cabin, and the dining hall. So we went to the dining hall for breakfast. We had amazing, delicious breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into our first opening ceremony.
And then like after the opening ceremony, Dan would he would give us some very good teachings. I really enjoyed listening to him and how he talks about things. And then after that, we would head to the like little classroom building, and we learned about some Indigenous history, like history from Indigenous perspective. And then we did crafting after, who was it? Who helped us? Lily Armstrong?
Yeah,
Lily Armstrong. We made beaver mitts with beaver hide and leather,
beaver
sew them
fur.
together. Beaver fur,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the mitt I made. This is beaver fur, and then moose hide here. I still have to finish right here. Gotta sew up here, but it's nice and fluffy inside.
Yeah, work in progress. There's normally a part on the bottom that like kind of sews it both together.
Mm-hmm. Ken confirmed it's very nice, very warm. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's straight here, and then it goes to the side here. It's like
I didn't even mean to. It was not on.
You want to see it?
So yeah, actually, I think this is deer hide.
My hands feel warmer already.
In the middle, or for the palm. Sorry.
Lily Armstrong, she's so sweet, and like she really helped me with that. She's really talented.
Me too. It's gonna be funny to say, but I sewn on my mitts both the same hand, so I have 2 right hand mitts. So
You actually?
yeah.
I didn't even know that.
So I had to redo it,
Yeah.
and just a little mistake. I think I was just really tired by the end of the day, and I didn't realize
Oh yeah. At the end of every day, I was so tired.
Yeah, we went back to our cabins at like 9, and I just went right to bed.
I think like 9 o'clock's early, but like
I
was tired, man.
Yeah.
We were up
I
at
wanted to go
like
to bed.
6:30. So
yeah.
I couldn't wake up like on time the entire time. I don't know why, but like I just woke up. One day I woke up at like 12.
I was on time every day. I don't know about you.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, it was a really good experience. We got to do lots of crafting. We got to put together a drum, which was really nice. A while back, I painted the drum like frame. I painted florals on it and stuff. So it was really cool to see like that come together with like the buffalo hide on top.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks really nice. What you did with the drum casing there. And the buffalo hide, we did that on like the third day, Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Hunter did an amazing job. I don't know about you guys, but
Yeah, it looks good.
Hunter basically did the drum with the help
Yeah.
of some others.
Yeah, I want to learn how to make like a little baby drum. I think that would be so cute.
But yeah, on the second day, because we didn't cover that, we did the beaver mitts, and then later on we learned about Indigenous history. And the history, it was basically about like
It was like
treaties.
from contact up until now, like when settlers came here until now. And like it was just like a mix of like some like events that weren't so positive, but also like events that were good.
And about the War of 1812, Dan Commanda was telling us about how he got his name, the last name Commanda, because Ojibwe man from here fought in a war with Dan. You guys should know this, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I remember talking about it.
Yeah.
There's no R in like the Ojibwe language, so it changed from commander to commanda.
Because a native man from here got commander status to lead on the Ojibwe tribe here, and then everyone called him Commanda because they got him mixed up, and that's how Commanda came out of the birth there. So then we went to bed. Day 3, made the drum. What did we learn on day 3? Residential schools.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we talked about residential schools a bit. Pretty tough topic. Actually, while we were, that was the day that in the classroom the heat didn't go on. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, there's no heat there.
I was freezing because it was still pretty cold like 2 weeks ago. It's just starting to warm up now, so
It didn't break. Someone turned off the heat.
I was turned off.
I don't know who turned off the heat.
It's a pretty complicated system there.
Yeah.
Thermostat, but
Yeah. But yeah, residential school's tough topic. We talked about the Spanish residential school, which is nearby here, about like 3 hours away.
Yeah, I went to a round dance by there. It's interesting to like go around where like a literal residential school was.
A lot of people here, probably some of us here, have related like grandparents that went to residential school.
yeah.
My grandmother went to St. Anne's, I believe, and so did like some of my great aunties and uncles.
Both my grandmother and grandpa went, so yeah. But like that's the thing with it, like there's always like gonna be like trauma from them, and then leads to our parents and then us. But the only way to stop that generational trauma is within ourselves, you know. Like,
And doing things like this, going on retreats where we can learn about ourselves, learn about our peers, learn about our culture and the land. It's all really positive.
Exactly, learning our culture, getting back, you know, with our elders and learning our language. It starts with us. Like we have to be the change. Everyone has to be the change. So yeah, that's what we learned Wednesday.
Yeah, and
Tough
for
topic.
the third, I don't know if it was the third or fourth day, but we did some games to like bring us like closer as a group.
Bonding, yeah.
Yeah, because I know like I feel like before the trip I didn't know everyone as much as I do now, like after the trip. Like we did some games, like we played one game, it was like called like Werewolf.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I actually really enjoyed that game.
Yeah, it was
Taylor, he's too good at that game, man. Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's lots of lying in that game. That's the point of the game. But it was really fun, and it brought us together. Lots of laughs.
Yeah, I definitely learned more about like people I like don't really hang around often that are in our classroom. So it was really nice to just bond with them and learn more about who they are.
Oh, wait, this is gonna sound okay. There's this one girl in JK. She's in her class. Her name's Kiara. I did not recognize her at all, And she comes up to me at the retreat. She's like, "Are you like Rylan from like kindergarten? You guys kind of look alike." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." And she's like, "I'm Kiara." I'm like, "Oh my god, I haven't seen you since like grade 1, dude." But yeah, it was really weird. Like,
Yeah, she's been in our class.
yeah, I didn't even know.
I think the retreat was definitely like crucial for all of us to just bond. It was a really good experience. I really enjoyed it.
I wish there was like another one. If it was like 2 weeks.
Or like if there was one at the end of this, like in June, that would be really fun.
Yeah,
Because then we could go swimming, like
Oh,
go like canoeing, stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we could be outside more. I feel like we should have been outside more.
Yeah, we were in the classroom for like a while.
Yeah, we go all that way to just, be in the classroom. I feel like we should have been outside more.
Learning's always have to be done in the classroom, but it was fun to be there. Like, I'm really grateful to go. Another thing for upcoming events, we'll be outside lots tomorrow. We're going to the Sugar Shack.
I'm really excited for that. I never done that before.
You never done that before? No, it's fun. It's basically, in case you guys don't know what a Sugar Shack is, talking on the camera, we're harvesting maple syrup. Tap trees, you get sap water, boil it, have all that fun stuff. Like that stuff you did in like grade 3. That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're also building a lodge, upcoming events, I think 2 weeks from now.
Is that the one in
Pawcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be good.
We're using it to feast. There's going to be spirit names that are going to be held there, like spirit name ceremonies.
Alright, is it yours?
Yeah, mine's going to be there.
That's hashtag exciting.
I know. Getting my spirit name. Pretty wicked. I'm also fasting there too. That's going to be the main lodge where the fire is. In case you guys don't know what fasting is, basically you go on a preparation, you hand your tobacco, sama, to an elder. And when you do that, you have to go in preparation. So you can't drink, you can't smoke, you have to give up something. In my case, I give up social media. So I have no Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, none of that. And at the end of it, you go in the bush. And during this whole time, you lay down tobacco, samo every day. You're asking for something. You want to know answers about yourself, the deeper meaning, your purpose. And I'm asking for those questions. So hopefully on my fast, I'll go out there for 2 days because it's my first time. And hopefully I will receive an answer while I'm in my lodge out in the bush, the forest. Pretty exciting. You've been on a fast, eh?
Yeah, but it was a bit different. It was a berry fast, so it was like a rite of passage for women. And like basically for 4 days, I wouldn't eat, and I would make a fire every day, and I would make a feast every day, and then at like sundown is when I would eat the feast. And so that went on for 4 days, and I was just like learning things about like womanhood, and I was getting advice from women in the community. It was a really positive experience, and like I learned a lot. And like during that year, like that's the start of it. And then for 1 year I couldn't eat berries, like any berries, not even artificial flavored. I couldn't dance, I couldn't sing, I couldn't go to ceremony unless it was a full moon ceremony. I love dancing and I love singing, so it was really difficult for me to just give that up for a full year and just like watch others do that. But I took the time to like bead and just like do things I wanted to be good at for the rest of my life, because that's like what you're supposed to do. So you're supposed to like clean lots, bead lots, sew lots, cook lots. So it was a really good positive experience, and I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah, it's interesting. I love learning about that stuff. And I bet that would be hard. I did not give up dancing because I wanted to keep dancing. So, yeah, put down the phone. That's what I gave up. What else are we have upcoming? Oh, we have a powwow.
Powwow,
that's right.
May 9th, second annual powwow. It's going to be very fun. Very excited. There's a lot of planning that goes into a powwow, and you don't really realize that until like you're the one planning it. So like our entire class, we have to make giveaway gifts. We have to see what like schools we're inviting, what people we're inviting, like the elders, our head dancers, everything like that. But it'll be really fun. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be a lot of improvements this year, especially with organization. School's always invited. Hope to see you guys there.
I hope like one day though we get to like the point where we can have like a real powwow that's not just like within like the school hours. Because it's hard to cram a whole powwow into like
4 hours.
Yeah, like because we have to wait until all the kids get here, and then like we have to do grand entry, and then like it's lunchtime.
Yeah, that's just difficult. Grand entry is a long process too.
Yeah, it is.
Compared to like the, all the parts that get people going. The exciting parts like
the spot dances.
Yeah. But yeah, we got a lot of upcoming stuff upcoming.
Coming up.
Yep, coming up.
We're also doing a bunch of workshops in like June, I think.
Oh yeah.
At different schools, so that'll be really fun.
elementary schools, like for Indigenous Day and just.
I think we're doing like 4 different workshops.
We're going to 4 different schools. I know we're going to OLS.
Three different
Yeah.
workshops.
OLS, MSB.
Yeah, MSB and.
OLF.
We need to get better at vlogging.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just having so much fun. I forget to.
Every
record.
time, like, we were going to vlog our entire retreat, and then how much footage did we get?
25 minutes max.
And when we went to Nipissing University for a hike, we forgot the camera.
But yeah, lots of organization, lots of presentations coming up.
There's a lot of work that gets put into these presentations and, like, these workshops and stuff.
It's fun doing it with the class though. Especially I forgot to mention we did a course with Soul.
Oh yeah, we did do
That's
a
right. And we
course.
have the suicide prevention training.
Yeah,
We're doing that
Getting,
next week, right?
Yeah,
Is that with Soul as well?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure.
We
Yeah.
learned about wilderness first aid
Yeah, we got a wilderness first aid training before our
retreat.
retreat last week.
It was fun. There's definitely some interesting medications that had to be dealt with. We can show you guys a picture. We had to make up things, and we got certain injuries, and then I described.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
that's right.
about that.
Yeah.
I was partners with Ava, and I thought her like huge bruise was real. She just started laughing. She was just like on the floor.
Dude, my bruise was like right here, man. And then I was allergic to sunlight, and grass and pollen. So I had to describe
Pollen?
that. Pollen. Yeah, correct. And I had to describe that to Keegan, and he helped with all of that. Wrapped me up so I don't get sunburned.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was fun. Got our first aid training.
Our semester, it's been pretty short, but it's been really busy, and everything's been going by pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm graduating soon.
Yeah, it's scary.
I wish I was in grade 12.
I don't. Anyways, that's our podcast for today.
Hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed. Lots of information, lots of upcoming events that we will share with you guys soon. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys next time, and
Bye! Hey guys, welcome to our third podcast. Sasa Linklater Nitishna Kasan, Moose Factory in Tostin.
Bonjour, Remy Dishn Cause, Nipsin Don Jba, Nipsin Don Da, Lunon Dem, SJSH, Dokamamongus.
I'm Keegan Belfam from Nipissing First Nation.
Hunter Disneycaj. I'm from Nipissing First Nation.
So today we're going to be talking about the stuff we've been doing in the last 2 weeks, which has been hide scraping and lodge building. We had a hide camp, I think 2 weeks ago at our school.
No, we didn't. It wasn't a camp.
It's like a hide camp.
No, I wouldn't say it's a high camp.
I don't think it was a camp.
Bro,
I didn't want to say anything.
people call it hide camp.
Welcome to Hide Camp.
We don't. It ain't high camp.
That's literally what Tory called it.
Welcome to Hide Camp.
He's
boys.
Tory.
Monday morning, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, we started off with a circle like we do every day in every class. An elder from Nipissing, Dan Commanda, who's helped us in the past. So we passed our tobacco to him, and he gave us some teachings about hide scraping. He knows a lot. He has like this whole book about it. The first thing we did was building the frames.
So instead of just building them all out of the teepee poles, I think they're called a blossom tree that we built them out. You can find them in the bush almost anywhere. And then we just got some 2x4s from the shop class.
Well, with the teepee poles, we had to like saw the like notches to put them together. But for the ones with the wood from the shop class, screw it in right like to each other. So that made it pretty easy. And then once we had those together, we started like we laid it on the ground. We did a deer hide, right? So we put the deer hide between the frame. We cut holes in the deer hide to kind of stretch it out. We used rope to stretch it out.
So we had to do this thing where we, so it's all membrane on the thing. So we had to cut it with a knife across it, cut the membrane off from each other, because you can't just start pulling membrane. I don't really know, but like tape, you can't just start pulling tape. Like some tape will break, but like hockey tape won't. You need to like start a line and then it will break. So it's the same thing as like the membrane. You gotta start a line so that way you can start scraping with the flesh scrapers. They have little grooves in it. Like this one is just this one's for hair, but the other ones have like grooves on it, so that way the membrane gets caught and it pulls it off. Not a lot of the ones are made out of steel now. Before, they used to use the front leg of a moose or a deer, and then they would cut it on an angle and put grooves in it. And then they'd be able to, it'd be like just like a one-hand motion to where they would scrape it through. You can also make them out of moose antler. Work really well.
Which one do
Pretty
you
cool.
prefer?
I probably prefer the ones that I made with Elder Dan. He had some of these fleshers that he had, and I took the tracing from one on a piece of paper, and I made it at home. That one I really like. I put a rope handle on it so it fits nicely in the hand. Right here isn't hard on the hand. So it's like, see, this one's like hard. On the one that I made, I smoothed it over so that way it wouldn't hurt the hand. It's almost like it's on an angle like this, but it's a little bit bigger blade and it's more round, so it gets in there better.
And you built this all just at your house?
Yeah, I built it all by scratch. I had some steel and I had that pattern that I took and I cut the pattern out. I was able to test it on a moose hide, so it worked pretty good on a moose hide. And then I brought it in, and it worked really good on the deer hides too. And then I also I made another pair, and I added grooves in it, and those ones work really good too. Those ones are the best. These ones aren't too bad because these ones are like too flat here, so they're not round enough. You need to use the corner, but if you use the corner, you'll rip the hide.
Yeah, it's like really easy to rip the deer hide.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
put like 3 or 4 holes in that one.
Yeah, it's
I put one pretty big one in.
it's
You guys,
It's a lot
yours was
harder.
like had like friggin' 10 holes.
that was
in it.
Rylan.
it's because when you guys were scraping, you guys weren't scraping up and down. You accidentally moved the scraper sideways. Had 3 beaver hides that I trapped over the winter time, so I brought them in and we did some scraping on the beaver hides too. We had 2 different methods. One was almost like an ironing board, but it's called a fleshing beam and a fleshing knife. Instead of a scraper being here, the edge is like here.
Yeah, that's the one I
So-
worked on, yeah.
Yeah, so you would like go like this and on the beam, and it comes out a nice cleaner project. And then the one that Keegan worked on,
Yeah, I was working on one like that was stretched out onto like a board, kind of like the deer hide, how we stretched it out like that, except it had like a straight backing. Like it was almost just like a piece of what do you call
Piece
it?
of plywood.
Piece of plywood there, and you just kind of nail it onto there, and you can scrape it on there. It's just kind of like, it's a lot more delicate than the deer hides, and especially compared to like the moose hide like they were talking about. So you just gotta be careful, like not to rip it, and one not to pull the sides, like so it doesn't get undone.
one thing that I was surprised is that beaver hide that you guys did turned out really good. Like I've done it before.
What else do we
And you brought in these beavers, eh?
Yeah, I already said that.
Yeah, okay.
I said that I trapped them during the winter.
Yeah, I don't want to win.
After we did the beaver hides, I think it was Thursday, it started raining, so we had to go find a canopy so that way our deer hides wouldn't get wet, and we had to scrape underneath the canopy that day. We were able to finish off the hides that day, so it was pretty good. We finished it before lunch, all our hides. So then after we ate lunch, we got back out there and we had to start cleaning up because we were all done our hides. So all the hides were on these boards and they were all strung up by rope. So we had to take all the rope out and lay them down flat and let them dry in the classroom. I think Ramey has a hide that we took off the stringer that we that's our finished project. All we got to do now is just cut off the hair part, and then all the other pieces are just like the rawhide part. We can make drums out of it. We can
make rattles?
we can make anything. If you want to tan it, you can tan it and make moccasins. You can make leather out of it. And then we had to take all our frames apart after. So all the things we did to the frames, we had to take them all apart, which wasn't too bad. And then we had to rake up all the hair, which was a pretty big mess. 3 deer hides, all hair, just all over. Wind blowing around, so it was like all over the courtyard when we did it. But we were able to get it all cleaned up. And then everybody was exhausted from the week of scraping. Everybody's arm. Next day on the Friday, everybody's arms was exhausted from scraping the deer hides, and it's a pretty good workout when you keep on doing that all the time.
Yeah, and then right after that, we had a nice weekend and jumped right back into the work with our lodge. So we started building a lodge in Pawcast Park, like a traditional teaching lodge. Like we have one out in the courtyard as well, except
Like imagine that, except like
It's like
probably
10
60
Yeah.
feet by 20 feet.
yeah, 6 feet by 20 feet. So
Yeah.
60, not
or
6.
sorry, yeah.
60 by
Got it.
20 feet.
Got it.
60.
That's like as big as a house almost. It's
It's
a big
like the
lodge.
biggest lodge I've seen like in person.
it was a fun thing on Monday.
It was kind of scary though.
Yeah. We started off our day. We had to get everything ready in the classroom, so we went in the bush and we showed up there. Only one person brought an axe. So we had to start our day off with cutting all the trees with just a hatchet and an axe. And I think we had to cut like
50 or 60.
60 logs,
Yeah.
and all we had was a hatchet and an axe, and we had to use the hatchet to also clean off the trees after.
Yeah, like
So-
clean off all the little branches that are on it.
So there would be like some people using an axe, so like whoever had steel toes would use the axe, whoever
And it
whoever
was-
didn't, like you pull the trees out of the
Yeah.
bush, and then whoever was on the road would clean off
Clean
the
off
trees.
yeah.
We had some
Make
help
them
from
nice.
Nabising.
Yeah, and
Yeah, we had
secondary
Nabising come
school.
down with us, and a few other helpers. We had like other
From the
people from the community from Nipissing.
Yeah, it was it's a really fun thing to
Aren't
do.
they like
having
maple
it all
saplings?
Community. Yeah,
Yeah, maple.
they were maple saplings.
I think Tory said that their name in Ojibwe is Ninotic.
Yeah, it is. Ninotic. But after lunch when we got back, Elder Dan already had like the outline of the lodge already planned out by the time we all got our sticks there, and we had to start drilling holes with the auger. We got up I think 3 ribs that day, but the 3rd rib we went to go put it up. One of the community members came out when he went to come help. He was putting too much pressure on it, I guess, or something, and then it just snapped the twig right in half. So
Yeah,
the 3rd rig, we had to
I was on that
start
one.
all over again.
I was on that one, and I kept trying to tell him, ease off a bit, and he just didn't listen.
Yeah, too strong.
The first day though, we only got 1 up because we spent like most of the day getting the poles, and then we got like 1 like.
Was that the 2nd day that happened? I thought it was the first
yeah,
day.
it was second day 'cause I wasn't there.
And then,
Okay, yeah, it was the
but
2nd
it's
day.
kind of like scary because you have to get on like a ladder and it's pretty high up, and you have to like tie it. The women tie it, and then the men they like hold it there, and so it's a pretty nice experience.
The lodge was 10 feet tall, so being up on the ladder, that's only like 4 feet, and then having to stand on the top and then get up to the 10 feet was would be pretty scary.
Yeah,
for them.
I felt like I was gonna fall off the freaking.
And then
ladder.
sometimes when the tree would come down, our ladders isn't placed, so it'd be like right over top of your ladder to where
Yeah.
you couldn't really stand on it nicely. But then